When it comes to criminal activity, some countries have unfortunately gained a reputation for high crime rates and dangerous conditions. In this video, we will be breaking down the 10 most criminal countries in the world. From gang violence to drug trafficking to political turmoil, these countries face a variety of challenges that contribute to their high crime rates. Let's take a closer look at what makes these nations stand out in terms of criminal activity. Before we start the further video, if you are new to the channel, subscribe and like the video. Number 10. Venezuela. Venezuela's journey through economic instability has laid the groundwork for rampant criminal activities, painting a distressing picture of the nation's current state. The once prosperous country now grapples with soaring poverty levels, which in turn have sparked widespread social disorder. This chaos serves as fertile ground for various forms of crime, from violent assaults to rampant corruption, deeply embedding them into the fabric of society. The prevalence of gang warfare and the booming drug trade further cement Venezuela's position on the list of the world's most criminal nations. Number 9. Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea's vibrant cultural tapestry, woven from a multitude of tribal traditions, ironically serves as a backdrop for its criminal challenges. The country's unique cultural dynamics have inadvertently fomented an environment where tribal disputes frequently escalate into violent conflicts, significantly impacting the national crime rate. This, coupled with the pervasive issue of corruption within various levels of government, has severely hindered efforts to enforce the law effectively. Criminal acts such as theft, assault, and more grievously, murder are not uncommon, reflecting the severity of the law and order situation. Number 8. South Africa. In South Africa, the shadows of a divided past loom large over present-day challenges, particularly in the realm of violent crime. The nation witnesses alarmingly high incidences of murders, armed robberies, and assaults, a testament to deep-rooted social and economic disparities. The scourge of gang violence weaves through the social fabric, particularly within the urban sprawls of Cape Town and Johannesburg, where organized crime syndicates wield substantial power. This environment not only fosters a climate of fear and insecurity among the populace, but also severely strains the capacity of law enforcement agencies to maintain peace and public safety. Number 7. Honduras. In the heart of Central America, Honduras grapples with the formidable presence of gangs and the perilous routes of drug trafficking that mark it as a hotspot for criminal activity. Powerful gangs, notably MS-13 and Barrio 18, have carved territories within its borders, enforcing their rule through fear and violence. The relentless gang warfare has precipitated an alarming surge in violent crimes, including homicides and kidnappings, which perpetuate a cycle of fear and instability. Honduras's strategic location on the drug trafficking path further complicates its battle against crime, attracting a dangerous blend of cartels and criminal networks that exploit the country's vulnerabilities. Number 6. Brazil. Brazil stands as a nation where the exuberance of its landscapes and the warmth of its people are overshadowed by the specter of crime that looms large across its cities. Urban areas, particularly Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, bear the brunt of the scourge, witnessing high incidences of violent crimes that include an alarming rate of homicides and thefts. The tendrils of organized crime, deeply embedded in the socio-economic fabric, stretch across communities, fostering a climate where gang conflicts and the narcotics trade thrive unchecked. These criminal enterprises, exploiting the disparities and vulnerabilities of the Brazilian society, further entrench the cycle of violence. Law enforcement agencies face a daunting task in curbing these activities, challenged by both the firepower and the deeply rooted influence of these criminal networks. Number 5. Syria. The ongoing civil war in Syria has not only devastated its infrastructure and displaced millions, but also given rise to a surge in criminal activities that exacerbate the suffering of its people. As government forces battle against various factions, the absence of a unified legal system has opened the doors wide for unlawful behaviors to flourish. The war-torn nation now witnesses an alarming increase in looting, with individuals and groups seizing opportunities amidst chaos to plunder cultural and personal properties. Kidnapping for ransom has become a dire reality, targeting both locals and foreigners, thus adding a layer of fear to the daily lives of Syrians. Moreover, the war has catalyzed the growth of human trafficking networks that prey on the vulnerable, especially those attempting to flee the country. Number 4. Jamaica. In Jamaica, the picturesque landscapes and pulsating rhythms of reggae music are starkly contrasted by the pervasive threat of gang violence and drug trafficking. Influential criminal factions, including the notorious Shower Posse, wield considerable power within communities, orchestrating a wide array of illicit activities that range from narcotics distribution to armed robbery. These gangs foster an environment of intimidation and fear, contributing significantly to the island's alarming crime statistics. The Jamaican government, in its efforts to dismantle these networks, faces immense challenges. With crime deeply intertwined in the social fabric, initiatives aimed at curbing these activities often encounter resistance, both from within the criminal underworld and the communities caught in the crossfire. Number 3. El Salvador. El Salvador's approach to combating its staggering crime rates through aggressive law enforcement strategies has sparked significant debate. The government's iron-fisted policies, aimed at quelling gang dominance and drug trafficking, have led to an intense crackdown on suspected criminals. However, this has also resulted in allegations of human rights violations, including extrajudicial killings, which add a layer of complexity to the nation's fight against crime. Such measures, while intended to restore peace, have often intensified the cycle of violence, as gangs retaliate with increased ferocity. Additionally, these policies have strained the judicial system, overcrowded prisons, and paradoxically, sometimes strengthened gang cohesion and resolve. Number 2. Afghanistan. Afghanistan's protracted conflict has fostered an environment ripe for criminal activities, creating a complex web of challenges for both its citizens and the government. The pervasive instability has made the country a breeding ground for a variety of illegal endeavors. Drug production and smuggling have flourished, with Afghanistan being a major opium producer, impacting not just local communities but also global markets. Additionally, the ongoing strife has allowed terrorist organizations to cement their foothold, further complicating efforts to establish peace and security. Kidnapping for ransom and extortion are common, as criminal elements take advantage of the chaotic situation. Efforts by Afghan authorities to combat these issues are hindered by corruption within the ranks, making the task of rebuilding the nation's legal and law enforcement infrastructure a monumental challenge. Number 1. Somalia. Somalia's landscape of lawlessness is shaped by the persistent threats of piracy and clan-based conflicts. The coastal waters of Somalia have gained infamy as a hotbed for piracy, disrupting international shipping routes and causing global concern. On land, the power struggles between various clan factions contribute to an ongoing cycle of violence, undermining efforts to establish lasting peace and governance. These criminal activities are deeply intertwined with the nation's political instability, where the absence of a strong central authority allows for such unlawful behaviors to thrive. Efforts to combat these issues face significant obstacles, including the challenge of coordinating with international forces against piracy and fostering international dialogue to address clan disputes. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on subscribe button. If you found this video informative and exciting, we love hearing from you, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.